Hey you guys, it's Britt. Today I am here to talk to you about the toxic diet culture that surrounds specifically MLMs, but I had a few thoughts, so if you're interested, please keep watching. Okay guys, so I have to put a huge trigger warning in the beginning of this video. If you are sensitive to discussing weight, food, the word diet, anything that surrounds any of those words or subtopics, please click off of this video. I will see you in my next one. I don't want to upset anyone, but this is something that needs to be said and I want to get it out there. So if you want to hear what I have to say, please keep watching. But if you are upset by anything that surrounds this whole genre or topic, please click off and I will see you next time. So this might be one of the more controversial videos that I upload. I don't know how well it's going to be received by my audience or any audience who happens to come across it. Some of you might know I feel very passionate about, the anti-MLM community. I think that some of the creators are doing great things. I think that some of them have really great intentions. I don't think all of them do, but I don't consider myself an anti-MLM channel. I talk about a lot of things, but the whole black cloud that surrounds multi-level marketing companies is something that I do want to discuss periodically on my channel. So this is a really touchy subject because I feel really passionate about it. So I'm going to try to discuss the facts and give you guys some of my personal opinion, but I don't want to deliver my message in a mean or hostile way because, like I've said before, I don't think that yelling at the camera or cussing someone out because they promote this lifestyle or think that it's great, I don't think that that gets any message across. So please listen to this video with an open mind and an open viewpoint on the things that I'm going to talk about, and then you can make your own decision and leave comments in the comment section down below. Two of the companies that come to mind when I think about toxic diet culture would be Beachbody and Arbonne. They're both considered, Beachbody is pretty much a wellness brand. Arbonne does a little bit of everything, but they do have a lot of wellness products. Ironically enough, now Monat has wellness products as well. So that whole claim that they went off of for the longest time saying, oh, well, we don't sell wellness, we're just a hair, we just sell really good shampoo. They can no longer stand on that because now they have branched out into the wellness field. And ironically enough, the same day that their wellness line was introduced, you already had all of the MLM Huns on Instagram, on Facebook, pushing this wellness line. Even though it had not even been out for an entire day, they're already pushing it and saying that it's the best thing ever. So what is considered a toxic diet culture? What I would consider a toxic diet culture would be any program that pushes extreme eating habits, overly exercising, requiring a lot of self-restriction, but specifically weight loss pills and shakes and supplements, which is exactly what Beachbody does and also what Arbonne focuses on. I've never been a fan of the whole weight loss pill thing. I just don't stand behind it. I don't think that there is enough involvement from the FDA because they don't back these weight loss pills. If the FDA won't stand behind your products, I think that that says enough in itself, in my personal opinion, especially if it's something that you're ingesting. We're not talking about them not wanting to support a certain candle that you burn in your house. We're talking about things that are actually being put into your body. But as most of you know, Beachbody is very infamous for selling these supplements and their Shakeology and all of these sorts of things to give people a ticket to their ideal body shape, which, what is an ideal body shape? For me, I don't look at being thin or weighing this amount as being healthy. You can have someone who is skinny and they can be very unhealthy. You can have someone who might look like they're a little bit overweight, but they could in fact be very healthy. So the whole thing that they push with, healthy is a certain size or a certain, weight, I just can't get behind that. I completely disagree with it. And I just don't think that a certain size equals healthy. I don't think that those two things can really coexist in a logical way, in my personal opinion, because, size, healthy, I just can't make sense of it in my own head. Now, as most of you probably know, MLMs market to people who are in an insecure or scary time in their life, whether that be they just lost their job, or maybe they're a stay-at-home mom and don't really have a whole lot of income. Maybe they're facing some health issues, or both body health and mental health. They'll really prey upon these people, and this is again something that they will do if someone is not happy with their weight, or whatever it might be. Here come the MLMs, and they will pick those people to prey upon. And I use the word prey, and that might sound a bit dramatic, but if you guys have done any research on these MLM Huns and how they blow up people's DMs, and they'll consistently contact these people even after the person has said, no, I don't want to buy your stuff. It is so consistent because they are relying on that sale for their own survival. I think that a lot of them really use the mentality of the more insecure someone is, the easier they are to sell to. And that doesn't only apply to the diet culture that I'm talking about, but that could be anything that they're insecure about. Just like I said, with like mental health, maybe they're feeling some sort of insecurity because they're going through chronic pain, and then here come the essential oil MLMs to save the day. I just think that it is, in my personal opinion, I think that it's rather disgusting that they pick on people who are having any level of insecurity. And I think you can really look at anyone across the board. Everyone is a little insecure about something, but the more that people vocalize it and talk about it, if someone from an MLM hears that, they are going to swoop right in and try to get you to buy whatever crap it is that they're selling. Something else that I've noticed, especially with Beachbody, is that they'll constantly come out with these challenges. So they'll come out with challenges, and it's basically just a whole new way to market something new for someone to buy. Because you have to think, let's just say that this company sells 5 products. Well, once you realize people don't want to buy your 5 products, what else are you going to do? You're going to create more and more and more. And I think that's something that they really rely on, are these challenges, to consistently have something new to bring to their existing customer base or people that haven't heard of them. It's like, oh, well, have you heard of this new thing that we're doing? It's a challenge, like, and they'll try to make it like this fun thing, like this fun competition. But at the end of the day, nobody needs to pay some Beachbody coach to show them how to work out. There are so many videos across YouTube and across the internet at large that will show you how to build a workout plan. If you are someone who doesn't work out, but you want to work out, you can do that for free. You do not need to be involved in an MLM to build a workout routine. You just don't have to. We're in the age of things being uploaded to the internet for free. Even if you don't find what you like on YouTube, you can go to Instagram, you can go to Facebook, which I don't love, TikTok, which I don't love, but there's so much free content out there. It's ridiculous to pay to be part of this club. So this is a really, really hot button issue for me. And I'm sure most of you might be aware of this if you know about MLMs. All of these Beachbody coaches and MLM huns, none of them are actual nutritionists, and none of them are certified to be able to build a meal plan for somebody. Now, granted, there might be a few scattered throughout, but when you think about the community at large, they're not hiring nutritionists. These are people that, you know, are, and it's no offense, they're people that are stay-at-home moms, or, you know, people who work a full-time job and just got roped into the MLM. They are not qualified to build a meal plan for someone to be able to lose weight or gain weight or whatever it is that they're trying to achieve. So why not, if you're gonna put that money into an MLM, if you feel like you really need some guidance on how to build a meal plan, what should I be eating? What does my body need for me to either lose weight, gain weight, build muscle, you know, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, why don't you take that money and talk to your doctor and get a recommendation to see a nutritionist? Or I know even when I used to have a membership to my gym, they had an in-house nutritionist. This was someone who was very, very skilled in, you know, the food pyramids and knowing how to build a meal plan and how to actually fuel your body for what it really needs. And speaking of them not being nutritionists, this is something I want to hit on just for a second once again. I think that it's huge that the FDA doesn't back any of these products. The diet pills, the shakes, the supplements, the fizzy sticks, all of this kind of stuff that these companies sell, the FDA is hands off. And, you know, I think that speaks for itself, but why would you want to be putting all of these supplements and all of these things into your body, knowing that the FDA is sitting on the side like, we don't want anything to do with that? Like, for me, that's kind of scary, you know, like, and that might sound a little bit dramatic, but I think that it is, because these people can just make whatever supplements they want to make, push it out to their customers, and that's it. You know, there's no, you know, institution sort of policing, okay, well, what are these ingredients? What could they do? How do they react with each other? It's just sort of like, well, here you go. Here's supplement XYZ. Go ahead and take it, and you'll, you know, magically lose 20 pounds, or, you know, whatever it is that they're putting claims behind it. Another common theme that I see with a lot of these MLMs is the coaches always talk about what food to eat and what food not to eat. Here's the thing that I've not personally heard any of them ever say. What about genetics? What about your income? You know, a lot of these things play major roles in how someone is able to eat and what food they're able to buy. These things are never talked about, but all of these things have a great deal to do with what someone, you know, might be experiencing: overweight, underweight. There's so many other things that go into that besides food. You can't just say, okay, well, eat this, don't eat that. Granted, keep in mind, this is someone who's not qualified to even build a meal plan, telling you, eat this, don't eat that, drink this shake, eat this fizzy stick, take these supplements, without even considering, well, what is this person's genetic disposition to having issues with weight? What are they going through, you know, with their mental health sector of their life? Do they need to be seeing a therapist? Like, it's like throwing a dart in the dark and like hoping that you land on something that makes sense. And to me, I don't think any of it makes sense. The other thing that I will chat about for just 1 second is, again, going back to, you know, there's not an ideal weight that equates being healthy. And I think that some MLM Huns will kind of skip around that and say, oh, well, we never say that. But at the same time, if you look at the social media images that are being reposted and shared, it's consistently someone who looks overweight, and the after is always someone who is much thinner than their previous self. So for me, looking at that, if I was looking at an advertisement, then I would say, okay, so that means that the after is their idea of being healthy. And to me, that just doesn't necessarily make any sense, because like I said, you can have someone who appears to be skinny, but they can still be very unhealthy. Let's talk a second. I'm really sorry too if this video is a little all over the place, but I just kind of like jotted down a bunch of notes. So I apologize for that, but hopefully you guys are kind of following along. I want to talk about the Beachbody Shakeology for just a second. This is something that they've said. It's designed to deliver the nutrients you need to help you lose weight. The Shakeology, products do contain some ingredients that doctors have come out and said, we're not sure that it's good to consume these ingredients at this level every single day for a prolonged period of time. So I don't know if I'd feel comfortable, jumping on board. I wouldn't feel comfortable because it's not backed by the FDA. But more importantly, if a doctor is saying, well, I don't know how safe this is to consume every day, I don't know if I want to be putting it in my body every single day. I would rather rely on having a balanced diet built by a nutritionist. And if I wanted to combine some workouts along with, changing what I'm eating, then I would look for those videos for free on YouTube or elsewhere on the internet. Another thing that Beachbody really promotes are their cleanses. And this is where things get very muddy for me. I am not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. In fact, I don't know a whole lot about, health and the human body, but I will say that I know enough that the human body doesn't need a 21-day detox or a 7-day detox. The human body detoxes itself. And if you're putting good into it, which is a balanced diet of fruits, vegetables, you guys understand where I'm going with that, then the body is going to do the rest of the work. So for them to push this X number of days detox, I think is, obviously just something else for them to sell. We all know that. But I also don't know if a Beachbody coach should be telling someone, well, you got to do this detox without consulting with a medical professional. And they're also not a medical professional. So they're telling someone to do this detox without knowing their medical history. Their, again, I'm going to lean on the mental health thing. I think that mental health has a ton to do with, what you feel like doing, what you want to eat, what you don't want to eat. Everything has to kind of be in a circle. And if you're not addressing everything at once, doing this detox is just you paying a Beachbody coach for really bad advice, in my opinion. The last thing I'll say about cleanses is, cleanses are not the answer to weight loss. The answer, if that is what you are after, like I said, the answers to weight loss are several things combined into one. It's making sure your mental health is good, knowing your genetic background to figure out what's actually going on, building a solid meal plan with someone who is qualified to build one, going to the gym if that's something that you want to do. Doing a cleanse is just not the answer, in my opinion. Let's talk about some of the Beachbody supplements for a second. This I found very interesting. They have a hydrating powder. So the powder goes into water. And what I don't understand about that is, why do I need a hydrating powder? Why not just make sure that I'm drinking enough water? And if I needed something to replace the electrolytes that I'm losing during a, intense workout, or just, in general, why would I not rely on something like Pedialyte or Gatorade, Powerade, one of these things that will replace some of the electrolytes? But as far as having a hydrating powder, that's just like the biggest gimmick I've ever heard of. Just drink water. As far as their post-workout supplements, I understand that a lot of people like post-workout supplements, and if you do, that's great. But instead of buying something from an MLM that is for a post-workout supplement, why not just have a snack? Talk to a nutritionist and say, what should I be snacking on after I do my workout? What's going to help my body and what my personal goals are, whether that's gaining weight, losing weight, like I said, building muscle. Work with your nutritionist. I don't think that you need a post-workout supplement from an MLM. The last sort of sub-genre that I'll talk about as far as their products is they also have products that are marketed just for kids. And I think that can be super problematic. I look at kids' diet the same way I look at adults' diet, and that is, if you need some guidance in building a solid meal plan, work with a nutritionist. Don't pay some Beachbody coach or MLM hun to just fill your car up with supplements. It's stupid to me. So the last thing that I'll say in this video, and this could be, I could have a second part to this, who knows? If you are someone who says, well, I really want to try a supplement and Beachbody has one that looks like what I'm seeking out, please do not buy products from MLMs. By buying products from an MLM, you are supporting a toxic, cult-like organization, as many have testified before. These are all very public statements that people have made. If you really want to supplement, A, consult with your doctor and or nutritionist, but secondly, go to GNC or go to the vitamin shop or anywhere but an MLM. And I've heard that argument a couple times from people where they're like, oh, well, Monat has a shampoo that I really like. There are a million other shampoos, I guarantee, that are a lot better than what Monat is selling. You don't have to support an MLM to get a really good product. So do what you want. Obviously, I'm not gatekeeping anything, but if there is something that you're that interested in trying, I would just encourage you to look for it elsewhere instead of deciding to support any MLM. So anyway, guys, that's going to be the end of this video. Like I said, this could be a series. I don't know yet. These are just some open thoughts that I had off the cuff when I was thinking about toxic diet cultures, MLMs, and how they sort of coexist, at least for me and what I've seen. So I did want to put my opinions out there. If you guys disagree with me, that's fine. If you agree with me, that's fine too. Leave your feedback in the comment section down below. Like I said, I myself am not a nutritionist. However, being an outsider looking in, I can see that these things are wrong. So I wanted to tell you guys, if I was in the market for anything, what I would do and kind of what direction I would go in instead of choosing to support an MLM. So anyway, I hope that you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please leave me a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.